Ta-da! Welcome to a beautiful day down here on the south coast. We're out fishing. Could not have asked for better conditions. It is so good to be back out on the boat in low winds and beautiful sunshine. A nice autumnal day's fishing, hopefully, is to come. So let's not waste any time and get out there. Right, well, first order of the day, we're on our way to the Needles. Quite a big tide today, which means it can be quite rough down that way, but can often mean it'll fish well. Don't adjust your TV screens. You haven't muted the video accidentally. I've got something to own up to. Now, I filmed nearly this entire video out at sea with my microphones, these little guys, completely flat. So I've got GoPro footage, GoPro audio, but my big camera, which you're currently on right now, has no audio. So if this feels a little bit weird, if there's a lot more music than normal and maybe a bit more voiceover, I do apologise. Still, it was good fishing, lots of bass, enjoy. Right guys, I might be a bit of a silhouette, but we've got a lot going on here. Lots of fish. Some big swells that we've got to be careful of. But that is typical of fishing the Needles. I wasn't paying attention, I wasn't even working the lure. I was messing with the camera and fish on. Right, let's see if we can land this one. Doesn't feel massive, but oh, hello. Scrapping at the boat now. On again, guys. We've lost a little bit of tide, so the swell and dangerous water, there is still some big breaking waves, but it's a lot better than it had been or was earlier, which makes it a little bit more manageable. Can sometimes slow the fishing down, but the fact that we've hooked up is good. Not the biggest, but I'll definitely take it. Oh, and he's unhooked himself in the boat. There we go, similar size to the previous one, maybe a little bit smaller, but still very welcome. Come on, doesn't feel big. I want a big one. A real big one. If we had some live baits, I think that would do the trick. They're all reasonable sized, aren't they? Ta-da! We should have had a competition down. The Needles is genuinely one of, if not the, best UK bass fishing marks, with high numbers of double-figure fish being caught every year. However, it can also be one of the deadliest. The Needles hosts a perfect recipe of chaotic water, jagged rocks, and shipwrecks so shallow they've quite literally sunk other vessels. It really is a place that requires caution. To the west of the famous landmark lies an underwater shingle bank that stretches over 3 miles long. When the tide is running, you have over 20 metres of water trying to get over a gap less than a couple feet in places, creating monstrous waves. These conditions, however, create a feeding frenzy for the bass, as they push bait fish up the shingle bank and into that turbulent water where they become easy pickings. Get your lure in amongst that and hold on tight. Whoa, this one's scrapping. That's probably keeper if you want it. There we go. Biggest one for me so far today. Beautiful. Another little one. With plenty of bass to the boat and a great morning's fishing had at the Needles, we ventured west. The plan being to head to another mark, get the anchor down and put some baits out. There's two. Right, well this has had a fair few bites on it and it does feel like there's some weight on there, but I think it might be a dogfish. Which, fishy baits of course, can be a thing, especially if we're just coming off slack. Your rod's going crazy. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Right, I had a dogfish. But he's let go at the side of the boat luckily. And I might get away with reusing that bait because that's been down for minutes. Yes, I think we will. Cool, well, it's a fish. And with that came the absolute armada of dogfish. You just can't get away from them sometimes. It's definitely not, if it's a ray, it's definitely not a big ray. It's gonna be a dogfish. Dogfish. Right, well, Dogfish City at the moment. We're just still catching fish. That rod's going off, so that's probably another one. With this mark though, a lot of marks of course, you know, when you start to get a bit more tide coming through, the dogfish can clear off. So the tide is starting to push through, but nowhere near as hard as it can be here. So I'm hopeful that once we get a bit more tide, this will stop. But at the moment, it's constant dogfish, which is catching fish. And well, you've had a Neil, haven't you? We'll keep fishing. Hopefully the rays turn up.
It's more swelly than choppy.
It was worse when we were out on the sib, remember, when we were coming back, when you had your conger. That was about as bad as I would want to be in the sib in. This is, to be fair though, this is because we're on the ledge now. When you can see, when you get off the ledge, it goes calm again.
Yeah.
Well, it goes from deep to shallow, and that's all shallow up there, but it settles then, because then obviously it's got time to dissipate. And we've got wind against tide, so tide's going that way, wind's coming that way. Yeah. Another dog. Darren is actually changing up the species with a really good sized pouting. So there we go. At least it's mixed up the species a little bit. Oh look, he's not even hooked. He's got the hook coming out of his mouth. Look at that for a greedy dogfish, not even hooked. Bait's in his mouth, hook sticking out. He's just clamped on. Theory B. You gonna let go? Alright, well, annoyingly, frustratingly, but that's how it is, it's been pretty much non-stop dogfish on this mark, which can be, I've never had it this bad actually. I've never had this many dogfish consistently every single cast. Normally you get some rays, some maybe bigger eels, that kind of stuff, but yeah, it's been, I've lost count how many dogfish. Haven't filmed the majority of them now, but that's all that seems to be coming up. We have had, well, Darren's had a couple of pouting and a little eel as well, which has mixed it up. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is maybe sit out here for a little bit longer, but then we'll probably lift anchor and just have a few little jigs, throw some little jigs around, put some slow jigs down along the reef here, and see if we can't get into, you know, a bit of mixed fishing. Before we have to head in, we've got low tide about 6 p.m. tonight, so probably want to give it, well, a couple hours before we'll need to head back in. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck out here till late, which we did consider, but I think we're going to head in before the bottom of the tide and have a bit of an earlier night. So yeah, we'll try and make the most of the time we've got left. Oh look, what a stone. I thought it was a crab for a second, not gonna lie. And with that, we lifted anchor, had a few runs with the jigs with not much luck, and decided to call it a day. Overall, a very enjoyable day out on the water, and one I was extremely glad to get in amongst all the weather that we've been having of late. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one.